Yeah, hi there. These comments are for 6964, and I am Michael. I am your English 306 instructor here at California State University, San Bernardino. So I just read your paper, so you're struggling a little bit on this one. It's 10 points, not the end of the world, but didn't do that well. I just went over the essay. You got 63 points out of 100. So you lost a lot of points, first of all, with a clear compare and contrast thesis which frames the essay. So you say, is Marius's process relatable to my writing process, or are we on the opposite sides of the spectrum? So that's not really a specific thesis, that's more of a question. We use questions as hooks, but typically not as thesis statements. Let me see if I can give you an example of something that works, I think, as a thesis. So let me read this one. So let's compare thesis statements. This writer says, my strategies compared to Marius's strategies are similar in the way that we both start off with a list of main points and that we both make dramatic changes to our second draft. However, we differ in the amount of time that is given to working on the essay. So that's pretty specific. This writer doesn't pose a question as a thesis. The writer actually has some specific supporting points that focus on both similarities and differences in the writing process. So there's a little bit better, I think, clear organization than what you're trying to do here. So that's a big thing, because once you have a great thesis and that works in the writing, then it becomes really easy to do your writing. And let's take a look at your next paragraph, and I think we get the point after this. So you say, Marius has a very distinct process for writing for beginners, but how is my process similar or different to the process he has developed? You're still not answering any questions. You're still posing questions, even as a topic sentence, but you need to get down to what your first similarity or difference is and state that in the beginning and show how you and he are different or similar in that regard. What am I talking about? You might say this, like Marius, I too think it's important to start off with creating a list of main points on the topic of my essay, you might say. So now it's clear the purpose here. The writer shows now how she and Marius are similar in terms of how they list main points with their topics. So that's what you really didn't do. So you weren't clear as to what was happening in those body paragraphs. You need to work on both structuring what we call effective thesis and effective topic sentences. Now what you can do is go to Blackboard. You'll see I posted a video that will give you some helpful tips on how to organize this type of writing so you can see it. Now the other thing is you have a lot of problems with, in terms of when you mention Marius, you need to include those in-text citations. It helps us keep track of who is saying what. You do mention Marius, you mention him by name, but when you paraphrase and summarize his ideas, you don't put any page numbers in there. These are what's called in-text citations. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, go to Blackboard. With each essay, I have some helpful tips on how you can format and integrate sources into your writing. I'd like you to pay attention to that. Alright, so that's also important. Now the level of polish is also something that's kind of taking down your writing a little bit. So you're having some problems with sentence structure, excuse me, sentence structure, and particularly fragments. So you should take a look, what exactly is a fragment and how do you repair that particular type of error? If you're not sure, again, go to Blackboard. I've set up under the areas called revision symbols used to grade your papers. You can click on the link that'll take you to fragments, to a web page. It'll talk about what they are and how to repair them. So you need to improve your ability to recognize these kinds of things in your writing, and as your level of polish goes up, your organization, consistency, and all those things also go up with it. Alright? Anyway, thank you.